One film which is still playing in most capital cities after an astonishing 6 months is The Commitments. It's just won Best Film at this year's British Academy Awards, and director Alan Parker, whose other films include Mississippi Burning, Angel Heart and Midnight Express, won Best Director. When Alan Parker was in Australia for the release of The Commitments, it was a fabulous chance to talk to him about his career in general and his philosophy of filmmaking.
The reason that you should be a film director is because you've got something to say. Otherwise, you shouldn't be a film director. But something like The Commitments was firstly an entertainment, meant to be funny, and the music was meant to be there. But if you could say something else about where they come from, these kids, or why they want this music, then you make a better film. These are working class kids who need or use music to get out of the world that they're in, to get somewhere else because they have nothing else. So music obviously becomes very important. That's a pretty universal theme. There are a lot of similarities which are Australian, in so much as it's that you don't take things too seriously. People aren't allowed to be too grand about what they think about because there's always somebody going to say, you know, that's a load of nonsense. In that respect, I think it's irreverent, actually, very Australian, and maybe that comes from the Irish influence in the first place.
I'm not doing that. I'll kneecap myself.
He's hurt. Look, they're helping him off.
What'll I do now? Bring on a substitute? It's the act, lads. Watch.
5 minutes, Jimmy, and you'll have to
How
go.
are you, gorgeous?
That one's short.
I've never enjoyed making a film as much as The Commitments. I actually, you know, every morning I woke up, I actually wanted to go to work, and that's not always the case. When I did Fame, I didn't really like those kids a lot, those American kids. These kids I truly loved, and, you know, I think it probably shows up there, you know.
How do you feel when a film you've made strikes a chord with an audience?
Well, this is the reason that we do it. You know, a film doesn't exist in my head, doesn't exist in a film can. It only exists when it flickers on the screen and an audience reacts to it, you know. That magical moment between the audience and the screen is why we do what we do. On this film, there's an extra thrill, because if you do a serious film and you stand at the back and watch the audience, you have no way of knowing except they're very attentive. And this one, they laugh from beginning to end, and then they come out and you see all those smiles on their face. It's very rewarding, you know, for a director. Normally when people come out of my films, you know, they want to go and slash their wrists. So The Commitments is you know, it's a nice change for me.
Show me a woman that's got a good man. Show me a woman that's got a good man. Show me a woman that's got a good man.
I've done films that have been extraordinarily successful. I've done films that people haven't gone to see. It doesn't make it any less of a film for me, in that I've had to just work just as hard on each one, and I'm as affectionate to each one.
All right. Don't forget to talk to one another. A lot of energy and action!
Going back to the one before, which is Come See the Paradise, which people didn't go and see. I mean, is that disheartening for you?
Well, I wrote it and directed it, so obviously I was very emotionally and creatively very involved with it. But in the end, though, you have to be very philosophical about all the work that we do. You have to make a judgment on what does success mean. Does success mean, you know, that a lot of people go and see it and it makes a lot of money? Is that one kind of success, monetary success? Is success that a load of dopey critics like it, you know? A lot of people think that's success. Or is success the fact that I achieved what I set out to achieve from a creative point of view, and I feel very good and very proud about it?
When do you get back from Seattle?
Just a couple of days, a week at the most. I'm just going to check in for my parole, then I'm coming.
If only we knew where we're going.
I'll find you, Ruby.
If you look back on your career, what did Midnight Express do for you?
The film reached a very large audience. Was not, you know, a commercial film to start with. Actually, it was never thought of in that way. It was actually a very tough film, but still found a big audience. So, in a way, I suppose they thought of me the same way as they still do, which is that they're still not quite sure who I am, you know, because I work beneath that umbrella of the American commercial cinema, but I'm not an American. I'm British, and my attitudes to filmmaking are more European than American. On the other hand, I quite like making American films, and I quite like making American subjects.
Simple fact is, Anderson, we got two cultures down here. White culture and the colored culture. Now, that's the way it always has been. That's the way it always will be.
The rest of America don't see it that way, Mr. Mayor.
The rest of America don't mean jack. You in Mississippi now.
That's for sure.
Los Angeles is the centre of the world's film industry at this point in time. Hopefully it will change. In 5 years it might be somewhere else, but at the moment that's where it is, and therefore that's why I'm there. In the end, I don't feel nationalistic because the only place that I ever think of as home happens to be a film set. That film set can be anywhere.